I'm pleased to welcome to the stage Emily McCutcheon. Emily is of the Rotman Executive Program, and yes, she is the daughter of one of our directors, that is true. And she's here to talk to us, or maybe bring us into the new age. I attended a workplace session here a number of months ago, and I kind of take pride in the fact that I'm on the trailing edge of technology. I really refer to myself as a technological Luddite, and I wear that as a badge of honor. But I was advised by this person who said, well, you use email, right? Well, yeah. And you look at the odd YouTube video, yeah. Well, then you're in the online age. Just get over it and learn how to use this stuff. And so even though I'm a rebel, Emily, if you would, together with maybe some of those of the rest of us that are of a certain genre where we don't embrace this as well as we might, if you'd enlighten us, we'd appreciate it. Welcome to the stage, Emily McCutcheon. Thanks, Emily.
Okay, so we're going to talk about social media, new age marketing. There we go. So I'm not just saying this because I'm a millennial, but we live our lives online, like all of us, everybody in this room, even him. Yeah. If you're going to hire someone, you Google them. If you want to look up a business or find out when the restaurant is open, you look it up online. Everything that you do comes back to online, whether you like it or not. So you might as well be there. The thing is that having a social media presence is actually really necessary. It builds your credibility. It places you in the marketplace, especially if you're looking for millennials as potential clients, because that's the first place we're going to look for you. It's like my default. I don't really understand how phone books work. That's crazy to me. So, if you're a hockey fan, I'm hoping that some of you might have heard of the Toronto Marlies, which are like the AHL affiliate or the farm team of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So about a year ago or so, I was thinking about getting Marlies seats, like for the season, but I wasn't sure how to go about it. I posted a tweet and then I kind of forgot about it. And then a couple months later, this guy reaches out to me on Twitter and he says, I'm an MLSE season seat rep and I can help you get that done. And I was like, I don't believe you. That seems fake. So I looked at his Twitter profile, I went to his LinkedIn, I Googled him, I Googled the phone number he gave me to make sure that it worked for MLSE, and it turns out that he was legit. So the thing was, because his profiles were consistent, and because he had established his credibility through the way he appeared on 2 social networks and his online search results, he got a sale. I've been there for 2 years now. That's great. It's not going to happen all the time, but the reason that that worked out is literally because of his social media profiles. So you can't underestimate it. Okay. So there's 3 basic social networks that you probably want to be on. There's LinkedIn, which is the best for business-to-business marketing. There's Twitter, which is great for linking current events back to your brand or your organization and your subject matter expertise. And then there's Facebook, and Facebook is probably the best for like restaurants, retail. It's not going to be the best for you. You don't have to be on there. Don't feel pressured. Facebook is absolutely social first. LinkedIn is business first, and Twitter is somewhere in between. So do you know what the scariest thing on Twitter is? It's not Donald Trump. Good guess. It's actually this blue egg. So if you see someone who is using this egg instead of a photo of themselves on Twitter, they're probably a harasser or a troll or somebody who is trying to like scam you in some way. It is bad news. So, okay. When I looked up that guy on LinkedIn or on Twitter and LinkedIn to find out about if I could get those Marlies seats, he had a great photo on Twitter, and it was the same photo on LinkedIn, and it was the same photo on MLSE. So you need a great photo for all of your profiles, and it needs to be the same photo. And there's some basic things here. Don't use a vacation photo. Make sure that it's like more recent than 20 years. It has to look like you right now. And definitely don't use like a photo of your dog or like a photo of you at a bar. I know that sounds like, of course, who would do that? Lots of people do that. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Don't be an egg. The other thing is, if you have a professional headshot, that's the best thing. But if you don't, it's actually really easy to take a good photo by yourself. I would just stand in front of like a solid colored wall, natural light, like you facing the window, not your camera facing the window, so that you're well lit. You can do that, or you can take a selfie with a friend, and it will still be better than having an egg or having a photo of your dog. I promise. You're probably familiar with these. So when you look at their Twitter and the LinkedIn for the ADR, you know immediately that these are the same organization. They've got the same icon, and everything is really clear. What I want you to think about is the way that they've written their biographies. So when you look at Twitter, that's the one you should write first if you're writing bios. It has to be very short, and you can use hashtags where you use the, what do you guys call it, the pound sign? Different generation.
It's called in the phone book, Emily, the pound sign.
I believe you, I just don't know it. Yeah. You can use hashtags in your Twitter bio, and that way if somebody searches for that on Twitter, your profile will come up. So write your Twitter bio first, do that, and then link back, as they've done, to their website and to other places where they're going to see consistent information about the same organization or the same person. Then when you write your LinkedIn bio, you can kind of flesh it out a bit. Oops, wait. Yes. Okay, so here's my LinkedIn. You can look me up on LinkedIn if you want to see this at a better resolution than up on a big screen. To give you an example of how to do a good LinkedIn profile that's actually really helpful to people who are looking you up, it's very similar to my Twitter bio, but the main thing is the first paragraph, which is not long, is kind of a description of my expertise, what kind of things I work on, who I am. The second paragraph is about Rotman executive programs because I work there, so I'm a representative of that organization when I am online. And as a representative, you should be trying to sell that. I also link back to them so that they can always go and look at it. The last thing that I've included is my email address. Now, if you prefer telephone, which I'm guessing a bunch of you do, put your phone number on there. Don't make it hard for people to contact you. You want to make it as easy as possible. Because I'm a millennial, I don't like talking on the phone, I just put my email address. So if you're going to be posting, this is one of the most important things that you can do. You can set up a beautiful Twitter account, a beautiful LinkedIn profile, and if you don't use it, you've just wasted your time. So you want to be active online. You want to be posting all the time. It doesn't have to be a lot. You could post once a day or 3 times a week. That's fine, but you need to be doing it. About 3/4 of what you post shouldn't be about you. So you've been to a party where there's like that guy standing next to you and he only talks about himself for like 2 hours. Don't be that guy. That guy is the worst. What you want to do is highlight what other people are doing, or you want to share great information that is really useful. And the other thing is you want to be professional. I know that seems, again, really obvious, but a couple weeks ago I was on LinkedIn and I'm looking at some posts and I'm like, this is a great post. And then I look at the comments and there's this guy just making terrible comments about women. His face is on it, his name is on it, and the name of his organization. And when I looked at that, I was like, I don't think I ever want to do business with that organization again. He's a representative of that organization. Every time you do that and your face and your name is on it, you have to think about it. Sharing. So sharing is caring. It's the best thing you can do. If you're sharing great content by other people, that's excellent. Even better is sharing great content by yourself. You want to know your audience. So you all work in law. That's cool. But you probably want to sell to people who aren't in law, right? Like you want to help people who work in other industries. So when you're writing something that you want to share online, don't write it like it's for someone else in law. You want to not dumb it down, but make it more accessible for people. So what I've shown you here is a post by one of our learning advisors, Joanne Govius. She makes these excellent posts on LinkedIn that are about different topics that are really relevant to the kind of people who might come to our programs. And they're not written like something that you would normally see out of U of T or like a business school. They're written for normal people who are like, I want to learn about strategy, negotiations, that kind of thing. And it makes it more valuable for people when you're not making it hard on them. You want to make it easy. If you're writing a LinkedIn post, I would say 200 words to 750 words is a great length. You don't have to go longer than that because people don't want to read for that long. Not on LinkedIn anyway. The other thing is, you can take one piece of content and you can keep using it. So if you have tweeted something and you want to keep it to ideally 100 characters, 100 letters or less, but you can repost that on a different day of the week. You can edit it a little bit, share it again. Because the thing is, when you post something on Twitter, maybe some of your followers will see it, not all of them, definitely not all of them. But if you post it again and you post it again, you're going to try and get more of that audience. And it's okay to do that. It's absolutely fine. It's almost encouraged. The only thing is, don't just post the same thing 5 times in a row. Put some other stuff in there in between so it's not boring. We actually posted this tweet on the Rotman Executive Twitter account, and it did really well. So you can see below it, what I've actually done is I've rewritten it a little bit, and we don't have a photo, and that's going to go later on Twitter, and we'll see which one does better. It's a little experiment, and that's kind of fun, and it's really helpful because you can figure out what's actually working for you and what isn't working for you. So let's just recap a little bit. You're going to build your brand online. You're going to establish your experience. You're going to create points of contact with people. You're going to make valuable connections, and you're going to build awareness or build your sales funnel. I'm not saying that you're always going to sell immediately on Twitter. The MLSE Seats guy had to get me to a couple Marlies games before I signed on to spend that much money. But he got there, and it was because he started on Twitter and reached out to me, and he had great profiles, and because I'm a millennial and I love social media. So clients like me are going to confirm who you are. They're going to look at all of your profiles and see if they match up. They're not just going to look at one. They're going to assess your expertise based on what kind of content you're posting and how often you're posting it, and they're going to try and reach out and contact you. So I have a couple quick tips if you're using either of these networks. So always start with a really great photo, consistently post it across all of your profiles. You can have really short but informative bios, not long. Nobody wants to read your really long resume. That's for a different situation. And you're going to link back to them so that they connect to each other. It's really important to have that connection because, again, you're making it easier for them to say, this is who this person is, I believe them, and now I feel safe and I feel like I can trust them. And then I'm going to leave you with one last thought. Be the tweets and LinkedIn posts that you want to see in the world. So you have to be honest with yourself. Before you post something, look at it and be like, if somebody else posted this, would I read it? Would I care? You're the only person who can actually honestly tell yourself, yeah, this is worthwhile content. And if it's not, don't post it because nobody's going to want to read it. That's it.